I'm Michael Kruitsky. I am a musician, an audio engineer, and a professor of music technology. My company builds recording studios, broadcast facilities, sound systems for churches and schools, and even an IMAX movie theater. You need to know many things about physics to create a quality sound system. It's important to understand the physical space in which you're recording. It is also important to understand basic concepts like compression of dynamic range and equalization of frequencies, and the dispersion of sound and how people perceive sound. Choosing the correct microphones and preamplifiers and effects are key elements in creating a musical performance. Starting with maybe just a little background kind of sound and adding a little bit of an effect in it. Get the beats aligned there a little bit. I started out taking some piano lessons at age 4. By the time I reached my teens, I was trying to play in bands, and it fell to me to be the guy who got a public address system together and made us sound better so that we could reach hundreds of our friends at school dances. The key element was going to be to get broadcast, which meant getting recorded well so that that music could be replicated and played for more and more people outside the room where I was. It was key to understand technology in a fashion that allowed me to record well and get heard well and get music out to the world. Synthesizers became a key element out there in the musical world, and I became very interested in it. They were the closest thing to the sounds that were inside my head. It was a search for a sound that I would have that no one else had. These days, pretty much any middle schooler has a computer at home, which also doubles as a very fine audio recorder. But it is key to understand how to use the tools in front of that computer to record, like microphones and preamps, and understanding the acoustics of the space that you're recording in. There are good sounding spaces where you go and you play your acoustic guitar in the room and you're so pleased with the sound in that space that you never want to stop playing. And then you go home and play in your little box of a room and realize it sounds like I'm in a little box. But there are ways now, by understanding the physics of acoustics, that you can make that little box sound good. Music is math and sound is physics. You have to have the technological tools in hand in order to be a good musician these days. The computer itself is probably the most important musical instrument that a musician can learn to play these days. Years ago, it was very expensive and very difficult to get into a recording studio. Now, recording studios exist inside of every modern PC. As a musician, it's important to follow your passions, but it's also important to be observant to the relationships between physics and mathematics and music. It isn't all fun, but the end result is huge fun. When you play an instrument well and communicate that to other people, it's the most satisfying feeling in the world.